We're gonna do it in the ballroom, everyone.
Saw the men shooting.
Oh, sure, yeah, introduce me, would you?
ไม่ใช่หมา
Hello, hello.
Good day to you, madam.
Hi. Ow.
How do, rather?
I don't really like pork.
Hello.
Eustace?
She paid me, y'all. She paid me $2 to be security, so no one bring guns or nothing like that. Don't shoot anything like that.
Pay you to be. You said you were gonna shoot at the event if I didn't give you $2, so I gave
No,
you $2.
Well, there was either or. I should be security or yeah. It was, no sitting right by me.
So beautiful.
No.
Not.
Oh, you don't want to?
My lady.
Well, I guess
It
it's all
says
right.
an
You can sit
honor
here.
to
I was just gonna make sure.
to be sitting
I'm
here
just,
he-
I'm messing
here
with
with
each other. You can sit
my
right there.
lady.
No, you sit right there. Sit down.
Don't let this señorita bully you around.
Miguel, you copy my hat. We got the same hat on. You can be a part of my gang.
Pretty nice hat. Wait, you have a gang?
No, not yet.
What is it? What is it called?
Like,
Yeah, what's it called?
No,
I ain't
don't
got-
tell this man.
I ain't got
He's gonna
one.
call you a gremlin or a goblin.
Gremlin or Goblin, huh?
Yes, you called.
it's
my,
called
my
Miguel and
partner
Rita.
that.
Mm-hmm.
That is your partner?
Mix, swirl, mix.
Get
Oh.
away from me.
I gotta think about something.
Ooh, I'm in
Eustace.
blue jeans.
Okay, darling.
She is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she is. Nice.
I think you're...
Oh, that's not my partner. That's her Majin. Hattie?
She's not.
What the hell is? Why the hell do you think Hattie is my partner?
Hello, Sally.
She's single, Miles. She's single.
Yes, I'm courting. I'm courting a different person. Her name is Emma. She's a delight. She's beautiful and she has a beautiful temper, even though sometimes I'm scared.
Oh,
But that's what I like, to be
yeah.
scared.
Okay. Well,
She's
okay.
my
Keeps me
best
on my
friend.
toes. No?
Mm.
I like being punished.
Okay.
Me too.
Well, I don't.
Right.
I just like the thrill of danger, like when you go up to Coulter, you know?
Yeah, you never know
a
what's gonna
terrible
wake you up
place.
at night.
Well,
I like
what the?
the punishment of like being freezing in culture, like being hogtied and then put in the
All
snow
right, well,
for a few
no,
days.
I just mean the danger of it, you know? You will fail to obey the lands of Coulter and it kills you. It's exactly like Emma.
I'm going to see if there's anybody outside.
Oh, she changed.
I wish we had like a city anthem. You know, we could sing together at the beginning.
A city anthem?
Oh, maybe we
You
should
should write
make
one for us, Rita.
Should be French.
Yeah, it should be French for sure. Maybe you should write it.
Like a haka.
The
I'm
national anthem.
thinking.
No, there's nobody outside.
I am sitting down. I was finding my fan because this Lemoyne heat is just killing
Can you
me.
believe, you know, the
I
senorita that
borrowed it just like
came
you
with
borrowed my
Lady
earring.
Braithwaite, she saw me. She said, "Oh, you must be the man that owns this." I said, "No, I'm just a butler," and she just scoffed at me.
Yes,
just
she,
went,
mhm.
No,
Y-
Miss
yes,
Jack,
my
it's not gonna be
lady.
sitting on my lap.
I
No.
thought-
disgusted by my presence. How
I-
could
I-
she?
She told me she likes oral hygiene, but she
Miss
was
Mary
emphasizing the
Alice.
oral part.
I think she
What?
wants something out of you.
Rita, do you realize that you're
Day
yelling?
to you,
Oh.
madam.
And everyone in the room
ask
can
your
hear you.
name?
Not that I don't like talking about oral.
Rita, what the hell?
I'm
that
sorry
mean?
that it's a crime to be a lady that enjoys brushing her teeth. Oral hygiene.
Oh,
I'm
unfortunately,
hygienic.
Cordelia doesn't know anything about
Don't.
oral hygiene.
Ooh.
I brush
It's
my teeth
all-
twice a day.
I mean, you said you don't even know what oral is, Jared. You
With
told
what,
me the
Cordelia?
problem
What'd
Did
you
you
brush
start
it
this
with?
week?
I'm turning the other cheek.
My.
Not much to turn back there.
Oh my god.
Tilly, you're welcome to sit over here if you like.
I like sitting right here.
Oh, Tilly, your hair.
Yeah.
Me, sir? Do you talk to me, sir?
You're welcome to sit here if you like.
Oh, sure. Have a seat.
Good afternoon, Saint Denis. My name is Phyllis Franklin. If you have not met me, I hope to meet you in the future.
apologies.
We're just going to go through
Woo!
some introductions of the council members that you are all aware of us.
Kia ora, hello everybody. My name is Dr. Temtam. I believe I've had the pleasure of meeting most of you. I look forward to hearing your questions or any concerns that you may have for today. We are here to listen and take action throughout the week in these weekly meetings. I thank you for your time and coming.
Hi everyone, I'm Cordelia Clam. I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces here, so I think most of you know who I am. It's good to see all of y'all here. I am very happy to be hearing all of y'all's concerns, and I'm ready to help.
She doesn't even go here.
Who said that?
Well, I am the Baroness Zelda Tannenbaum auf Verselippenship Jock with Ringlich Tafelfev und Heisten Gauf auf Staugenstrauf auf en Haufgartputten Stauf Haufgarden Holmung. I'm
It's not
representing it is not Germany, it is Bavaria indeed. Clever observation there, Retta, but you didn't catch me out. Like I said, I'm here to represent the democratic process and the transparency that is evidently needed when it comes to official matters pertaining to city council. If you have any questions for me, just ask. I'm an open book.
Oh my.
Well, howdy, everybody. My name is Misty Shaw. I'm a business owner owning the Soul of the Bayou out there in the Bayou. I'm here to hear you guys out with your concerns and be a voice for the people. So thank you for coming. And if you have any questions or concerns, we would love to hear them.
Hi. Is it time for the open floor? Can we speak now?
Yes, if you are to speak, please enter into the middle of the floor so we can see who is speaking, and we will
Okay.
Not the
And
middle.
don't forget to introduce
allow everyone to.
yourself.
And if we are able, no interruptions.
Aunt Martha,
Of
help me.
course.
My bustle stuck. My bustle stuck. Aunt Martha, help. It's gonna say.
I'm
Okay.
actually, I
Just
think we're gonna
gracious.
go over the contents of our last meeting first, just so y'all know a bit about what we talked about, and then we're gonna open the open floor, if that's all right.
Pretend I don't know you. Just go up there.
Or you can just wait a few minutes and then you can come up. But I think
I'm
we wanna.
waiting. I'm just
Oh,
standing, so
okay.
my legs are nice and loose and limber.
Oh yeah, of course.
Understandable.
Where's gonna do it?
Huh?
The last week?
So
What's going on?
I'm so.
Are they having a stroke?
I can't hear
Are they
anybody. If
pausing for
anybody's
dramatic effect?
I don't
They're
know,
talking to
Cordelia-
themselves still to organize
okay.
everything.
I was gonna say,
Oh,
Cordelia
okay.
needs to pay me $2 more.
What?
Right?
Honestly, I feel like this probably is a representation of their last meeting.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
hello
the
everybody.
silent treatment.
thing that we discussed in the meeting that was important to all of us here in Saint Denis as citizens and as council members is making sure we have a proper and fair voting process for the next time a council is put into place.
Amen.
We have come up with several methods that we feel are very fair. Several hinge on certain people in the government to make things happen, but I would like to run them by you if you would like to hear. The first
Yes,
would
please.
be a set of clerks who would be available at the Saint Denis courthouse. They would be there to register your citizenship. And if you are a citizen of Saint Denis, you would be able to vote in an election for council or even a mayor or governor. Any kind of voting would go through these clerks. They would be government appointed and very unbiased. They would stay in place for a period of, well, forever for the citizenship registration. For voting purposes, they would be available for between 2 and 3 days to take your vote. This allows people of different star zones to vote without pressure that they are missing out. Last time we only had a 1-hour voting period, and although there were 50 people that were able to vote, a lot of people expressed that there were people who were not able to make it. In order to vote as well, you would need to be a citizen of Saint Denis for at least a week. This is to avoid people switching their citizenship in order to skew the votes. One particular method we have come up with. Another would be a telegram system where people would be telegramming in their votes and then we would tally them up. And another would have trusted citizens of Saint Denis taking in the votes as we did last time. We would have several different voting sessions across 2 different days. This allows for all the different star zones to properly have their voices heard. But all of these methods are not set in stone yet. We just wanted to let you know that this is important to us and we have heard all of your concerns. We would like to very much get something concrete by the time the next council is elected.
What makes someone a citizen?
If you registered at the courthouse with the clerk, you would become a citizen.
Oh.
Question.
That's
Would
easy.
every other city actually have this system? Because if you think about it, if we're the only ones that do it, technically anybody from anywhere could just register. What's to stop them?
A very good question. If we were to do this method, we would absolutely have to get all the other towns and cities to get on board with this as well to avoid collusion.
Yes, just to make sure this is only one suggestion of the ones we have.
Yes, there are 3 different suggestions here, and not all of them are by any means concrete. It's just some ideas that we are working on, and we would love to hear your thoughts as well.
Absolutely. And since I know a lot of people complained about the way the council was formed, we want to make sure that the foundation is as stable as possible for the next council members, that you can all feel happy and proud of your council members.
I have a question, if I may.
I think that's a yes.
Maybe.
Yes, so
I
just
don't
to be
know.
clear, that's 3 different distinct suggestions. There would be the telegram voting system, the clerk voting system, or trusted citizens of Saint Denis voting system like we did last time.
My question is, why wasn't the results of the last election posted?
Oh, it was. It was just posted here. So that's on me. I apologize for that.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yes, Ms. Emma Jean, if
Because
you
I
have the
rigged
results,
it. I'm just kidding.
you free to read them out.
Does anybody want to hear all the counts for the votes?
Yes, I would love to know since it wasn't published in the newspaper.
Fair enough. Give me a second. All right. So the count of every vote: Henry Thornhill, 8. Clotilda, 9. Ziggy, 3. Morag, 7. Nico, 11. Phyllis, 14. Isabella, 9. Misty, 20. Lady Tenenbaum, 14. Dahlia, 13. Tim, 28. Cordelia, 15. Celestine, 3. And Al, 1.
Oh
Any
my
questions?
gosh, Al won. Congratulations, Al.
No. one vote. I'll make that very clear. Anyways, anybody have any further questions regarding the voting?
Thank you, Irma.
Yes, who voted for me?
I'm not telling you that.
Okay.
I did.
Thank you.
Are we allowed to ask questions?
Regarding the topic?
Of course, if it's pertaining to the voting system, we would love to hear your questions.
Right. Now, I was just saying, just as part of the voting system, would people not maybe register their names to properties or have jobs in the city? That'd make sense if the only people that could vote would have their names registered to some sort of a property, be it residential or commercial, and whoever is employed by the people that own those commercial properties. Right?
But
Which is
That'd make
something we
sense,
will discuss
wouldn't it?
maybe in the future, but I don't actually believe that many people have a residence in St. Denis
Oh,
at the
that's
very
a fair
time
point.
being.
I didn't think about that,
no.
but in future, maybe that's something to take into account. Only people that are registered as owning or being employed by properties in
What
and
about
around
the street rats,
the Lemoyne
though?
Yes, I
area.
was gonna say,
Yes.
people who do not have a residence nor
Very
a
true.
job also needs to have their
Well,
voices
wouldn't they be
heard.
registered to some sort of a hostel or some other temporary living space?
No, just the streets.
Well, unfortunately, since nobody has an official property, and some of us are federal employees, we technically don't specifically stay anywhere. For example, us doctors can work anywhere.
Yes,
Right.
and we did discuss
Right.
having a roster of registered voters, but in the end, that would be a massive roster that would change all the
And some girls
time.
can't fit on the roster. I don't know what to tell you.
No,
They
very
can't get on the
much so.
list.
That's a very fair point. Just something I wanted to raise. I'm new in town, so my apologies.
Welcome to town.
Thanks.
Should we quickly go over the term limits we decided on now?
Yes.
So we had two different opinions when it came to the term limits. One was for 1 month and one was for 2 months. In the end, Miss Shaw came with the suggestion that we have 5 weeks of one term, and the last week of that term would be spent canvassing and what's it called? Election conviction or whatever it is called in English. Campaigning.
Campaigning.
Mm. And
I-
then on the 6th week, there is the transference of power.
In my opinion, the only way that would actually work is if we get the voting system, the first one, to be done by the government itself. Otherwise, someone's going to get extremely tired from having to constantly hold votes.
Yes, we are hoping to find a term that is both fair, good in length, and not tiring for everybody, because the voting system is very harrowing for everybody involved. And I think we would just like to have a council just do their job in a longevity manner, if possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we all voted yes for that. We also decided that a council member can only sit for 2 terms and must then take 1 turn off, as to make sure that more people can be on the council and make sure that it is not a dynasty that is formed.
Absolutely. As much as we like to see familiar faces, I think it's fair to open up the doors to other people.
Mm-hmm. So let me just make sure I have that right. So it's 5 weeks for the term. The last one would be for the voting. And someone can only be on the city council 2 terms in a row and then must take 1 off, correct?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you.
And this was a unanimous decision we voted on. Everybody voted. Even though we started with a difference of opinion, we came to the conclusion that the 6th week power transference was the most adequate one, though if the public has any input on it and wants to see that change, we would be more than willing to cast another vote on it.
I love it.
Like I said, my only opinion is the term might have to be longer depending on the system we'd vote with. But other than that, I'm fine with it for the most part.
Well, it wouldn't just be one person. We would have different election times. Then, if it is a trusted election process, so to speak,
Mm-hmm.
so it would be multiple people counting and tallying the votes.
Does anyone have any further opinions?
Are there perhaps too many people in the lobby? I'll double check for Miss Clem.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. But yes, is there any questions, comments, or concerns to the related topic? Okay.
Does anyone have any questions for me? It don't need to be about the council.
Do they have to? Do they have to relate to the topic at hand, or can it be
Coming in with a
new questions?
raid. Welcome. Welcome, raiders.
No,
Welcome,
is this
everyone.
an open question time?
The council, do you still have other business to present? I know Cordelia is missing.
Yes, it seems like we are
Welcome
very
in,
crowded
everyone.
here with all the bustles and
Mhm.
everything. So, if anyone wants to step out on their volition, so that Miss Clem can be inside.
Someone just walked out.
Oh, looks like someone's being escorted out by security.
Oh no, I was just making sure Titty's hat was on right. Ugh.
Oh. Oh. No, don't worry. I understand the feeling of needing to grasp and throttle someone when they're jumping around like a gopher.
Okay,
I
and there
sympathize
goes
with you.
Retta. Mm-hmm.
Perhaps while we wait, how do you all feel about the length of the term? Are you feeling it is too short or too long?
What's the term length again?
I think it's fine, honestly.
5 weeks.
5
The
weeks.
final week we usher in the new council.
Oh, that's good. So you got a little layover week to get the old one out. That's actually very good. Yes, very clever. Very good, Miss Franklin. I applaud you.
Oh my god, thank you. I love applause. You can all clap.
You live for the applause. I know you do, Miss Franklin.
I'm sure if you jumped, we'd hear a clap, Miss Phyllis.
Oh, sure would.
Yes, a stomach claps.
Oh,
Oh, that's not.
don't try the
Lady.
chicken.
Lady T. My goodness.
That's the tea. Clock the tea.
I am
Clock
the
thy
tea.
tea.
Oh,
I clock
Oh,
it
now.
by tea.
how many babies have you had, Miss Franklin?
Miss Lady.
17.
Oh, there we go.
And for your body to have recovered so well after all
No.
those children, my goodness, you just
Oh
look
my
gorgeous.
god.
This is so uncouth.
Right. Well, let's
I was
take
complimenting
some.
her.
Let's
Right,
keep it
but-
professional.
Yes,
everyone.
And
I
that's
was
why you have a
complimenting her on
peg
how
leg.
trim she is.
I
I
mean,
do
Maybe
not have a
we-
peg leg.
Sorry.
I do not have a peg leg.
Aye.
Um,
Silence.
Oh, sorry.
We can't go on like that.
I was
Cheap
making a
shots
compliment.
and
Peg leg.
whatnot.
I was not I was making a compliment. I'm
Oh.
sorry.
Maria,
Perhaps that
listen.
came off wrong.
One
Miss-
more word from you, and I will throw you out personally.
Council, I mean, if we're still waiting on Cordelia before we continue with further business, we could have some of the new residents here introduce themselves so we get to know our people better.
Oh, yes,
That
of course.
would be lovely, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what are y'all considering as new?
If I don't know you, because I live here.
Oh, well,
And also, we can, if others want to,
I mean, true.
that have been here for a while, want to introduce themselves to the new crowd as well, feel free.
Okay, I'll go first.
Oh, God.
My name
my
is
God.
Keep
Matilda
it short.
Cornfoot, and I am a train conductor and a street rat. And I was recently thrown off a train and had $200 worth of guns stolen from me. Thank
Oh.
you.
What a fun mass casualty to deal
and a
with.
fun fact about me is I had a donkey once.
oh yeah,
Wow,
I thought
thank
that was
you.
obvious. Well,
Next.
Hmm.
My name is Daniela Slade.
Yell, Danny.
Huh? And me and my husband, we run the.
Danny, are you
Louder,
yelling?
please. I can barely
You
hear
sound
you.
really low. My apologies. Are you all able to hear me?
Yes.
Kind of.
Oh,
A little
excellent.
My name is Daniela Slade, and me and my husband, we run the pawn shop in Saint Denis.
Porn?
Pawn.
Pawn.
Very much
Pawn.
a pawn shop.
I didn't even know there was
And
one.
we buy or sell anything. Really, anything. Of value, yes?
And I put myself on the tail.
Oh.
Priceless.
Buy me, honey.
Thank you, Danny.
Of course. Anything of value, yes?
Would anyone else like to approach and introduce themselves?
Where is Dahlia? No.
So, let me go. Hello, everybody. My name is Jezebel Jugs. And, you know, I work at the Bastille, you know, giving people all the drinks and all the food that they could ever need. And I also give bubble
free?
baths. Yes, to all our lovely patrons. And, you know, I suggest everybody who is here right now, after we have this meeting, go down to the Bastille and celebrate.
Well, let's celebrate that. Thank you.
Yes, yes.
Yes, she appears to have issues getting into the room.
Oh, is there still too many people in here?
Right.
I just
no.
checked and there's some capacity.
I can get out.
Yes, but she seems to have
You don't need Blanche, you don't need to.
maybe a headache or so. Maybe we
Oh.
just continue with.
I mean, if you've all agreed on something already, it's not technically necessary for it to be here. It's not like you're voting on something, right?
No, we just want to hear people out and deliver what we have already decided so far.
Okay, that's what I kind of assumed. Divine.
Well, we do have preliminary vote for impeachments, though once we get the penal code, we can flesh those out a lot better.
There's a lawman in here. Actually, we could ask about the penal code.
Well, yes, we could. We have asked for the penal code. I've asked on 3 separate occasions, but have been denied at every turn.
I do believe that
I could speak about that.
Strong may be visiting us on our next private meeting.
Um,
Discuss that.
Before you go ahead, Mr. Hank Castle, one of the lawmen that worked for you, was very
I'd
open
rather
and willing.
shoot myself.
Was very willing and ready to give it to us. He said there was no rules regarding giving us the penal code at all.
And then I have been denied for no reason.
I mean, if this man wants to speak on that behalf, by all means.
Well, hi everyone. I'm Officer Miles. But what I can say on this is that it's still being worked on now. So Strong is gonna hand it out to you whenever he's ready. I suspect it'll be at the next private meeting, but don't hold me to that now. Yeah, that's all I can say.
Well, then I'll have to talk to Mr. Castle about this. He even gave us a tour of Sisika, actually.
Oh,
my
yes,
lord.
yes, he did. It was quite nice.
It was
Quite
very
nice
fun.
place.
Oh,
I do
yes,
not
we saw
know.
the prison. They eat maggots.
I do not know why the doctor's office in Sisika is nicer than any other one on the mainland. I will never understand that.
Well,
Our prisoners have to be comfortable.
Yes, I mean, we want reciprocity. That a word? Reformment. Criminal reform.
So let me get this straight. The terms for impeachment aren't set in stone yet because you're waiting on the penal code, correct?
Yes, but they are preliminary so far. What we have is violent felonies, all fall under that. Fraud, perjury, inciting a riot, and corruption so far is what we have.
And again, these are not finalized yet because we
No,
haven't seen the penal
we have
code. We will
murderers can
revisit all of these
ride
most
a
properly
train.
once we have that.
I don't get it.
Yes, preliminary, or is there a better word for it? Intermittent? Something
Interim.
along. Interim.
Interim, yeah.
Exactly, sure.
Can we all make a pinky promise? If somebody offends me, I get to beat their ass and y'all don't impeach me, right?
I
Can't-
agree to those rules.
If anyone else asked, I would say no, but I trust your judgment, so
That's
yes.
right.
I don't know, Miss Phyllis. You're good with your words. I think you should just give them a verbal lashing, but that's just me.
Yeah, but there's some people that just need to get punched in the face.
Right. Well, this
At a
is all
certain
what
point,
we
words are
have
just pointless.
decided on so far. The preliminary, the term limit, and the transference of power. And voting structure is not set in stone. We only have a rough idea of how we could do it, but we need input from the government and indeed everybody else as well. Now, is there anything for the other council members that you want to bring up to the people's attention?
I believe that should be everything. Unless there is anything most foolish, Miss Cordelia, before we open the floor for questions.
I have a question real quick. I just want to clarify the impeachment. So the preliminary decisions is that it would be perjury, corruption, inciting a riot, and violent offense, correct?
Fraud as well.
Say
What
that
about
again,
murder?
sorry?
Fraud.
Fraud.
Oh, fraud.
Oh, sorry. My accent is a little bit thick.
And so is Phyllis. All right, just making sure.
Oh,
thank
thank
you.
Right. Well, I had something I wanted to discuss with the public on the matter of transparency. How the public wish to be notified on the voting that council does in private, or indeed if we should have an open city council meeting every time where the peanut gallery must be silent, not interfere too much with what we vote on, and then we would have easy access to a public opinion. I believe we touched on this last meeting. Did we not, or am I delusional?
I believe it
Just
did.
a tad.
Just a tad. Does the public have any opinion on this?
So I guess my thing is, would it be
Maybe we can hold up our hand so we know who wants to talk, so we can go in an orderly fashion.
Yes, I've been raising my hand for quite some time, though.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Oh.
Well, there was a lady behind
Daniela.
you.
Indeed. See, we were talking and we were quite interested in this. You see, we find it quite hard to figure out how we feel on specific people and specific situations when we don't know their opinions about situations, yes? This would enlighten us, being able to at least see your process and your opinions and where you go from this, to see where we find ourselves within the council, see where we align our opinions within you. I'm not saying necessarily we need to be speaking very much, but we at least would like an insight as to what goes through your minds when you're making decisions on behalf of us, so that we might decide who we align with the most.
Can I ask a question to that? Because we've had some issue with this in the council itself. Because I believe only saying the thing we voted on and who voted yes or no on the matter, I think the cold hard fact would be enough. But other council members don't think that that is the right way, if I am to interpret everything correctly. So would a vote only suffice, or must we have a statement from each council member as well?
I do think it's important for everybody in the public to understand what the political opinion of each member is. And that way we understand better to make our decision for the next council, yes? So that we might vote on opinions that we might align with the most.
Of course, I do think having separate meetings can be prudent so we can sort of power through stuff and get stuff done, and then properly present it in front of you as we do here in the public forums, and then properly showcase our own opinions and feelings as council members so you may get to know us as well. I worry that if we make every single meeting public, it may make them incredibly lengthy, and possibly people may misinterpret certain things and talk amongst themselves in the sense that we may not fully be decided on certain things. It's harder to speak in front of a large crowd for some of us than if we are in a smaller group discussing. But I, of course, understand your point. I think that's why having both is important.
I will be honest, I will not be writing no like summary of why I voted for things. I will just vote. I'll be very upfront with that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the people can just approach y'all. Y'all are very approachable people if we have questions regarding your ideals. So.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. I think, this is a great
quit
idea.
doing the
I
spamming
feel that's
thing.
more open than anyone else to many things.
Very much so. And the council is a unified one front. We all have different opinions, of course we do, but I feel like you should view us all as the council itself and not as individuals, because we're not always going to see eye to eye, but that shouldn't change your opinion on us.
How so? You're supposed to be in a position where we're supposed to choose you. If we don't know what individuals stand for, it is very hard to choose what the individual deserves the position.
No one's choosing for us because we've already been chosen. We're here already.
Yeah, but this is our entire lives. This is not just a moment. We need to look for the future, yes?
I mean, that's why we have the chance to talk to them now and out in the street when there are no others necessarily. I mean, if you want to know their opinion, like I said, just approach them.
Absolutely.
We would love to hear from you anytime you want to talk individually. I think that's the best way to get to know us.
Absolutely. And also, I mean, if the council wants to, I mean, I think we're going to be upfront with who was for and who was against, and I think that's enough to see where we land without having a full statement from us.
Yes, I think so too. Just publishing the votes, what we voted
Yeah.
on, who was yes, who was no.
The other option. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, Clotilda had the hand up for quite a
hold
while.
on. Just going back to the penal code. Sorry. I think I misspoke there. Just to be clear, the penal code is done. It's always been done. What's still being decided is when that's going to be handed out to the public now. But as I said, the Chief Strong, that's going to be up to his discretion when he hands that out. But I'll keep you informed. Yep, that's everything.
Thank you. Miss Clotilda, I believe you had a question.
Yes, so kind of regarding the meetings, I was wondering if it would at all be possible to maybe before one of your meetings, instead of doing, multiple meetings all the time, maybe before you guys meet, you can present to the public what you will be voting on that evening, and then any concerns can be raised there. Because the last vote, I wasn't even aware things were being voted on, and I didn't hear anyone's opinions before that. So maybe in the favor of time and ease for our council, we could just do one meeting where you listen to us and then you go and vote privately.
Well, that is the intention, I think, for these open forums going forward. Is our first meeting was preliminary. It was to get things started, the new voting system, terms, things like that. These open forums are an opportunity for the citizens of Saint Denis to come forward with questions or concerns, and then we would spend the next week figuring out what we're going to do. And that's what we would discuss in our next meeting. So what you are asking for is actually what we are able to deliver in these open forums.
It just seems right now that it's a bit of a reactive thing where things are voted on and then we have to decide how we feel about it after it's already been voted on.
Well, this was our first one for the council itself. We were deciding the foundation of the council and not really for the people. Then we set up the public meeting so that we can discuss things that you are all interested in, so that we can have a private one without the hassle of setting up an event, waiting for everyone to wake up to do all that, and then we can vote on it. Then the next week let you know what we voted on and who has been heard, who has been answered, all of that. And then you get another day to talk about things that you would like, things that you'd like to see change. Then we have a week of voting. So this private one we had recently was only about the council and the foundation going forward for the council. Today is for you all to discuss things that you'd like to see change that we can vote on our private meeting.
Well said.
If that clears the room a little bit.
Miss Jezebel, do you have a question?
I've been, thinking about something lately that's heavy on my noggin, and I was just wondering, are we supposed to be bringing up, like laws that we would like to be changed here in this meeting right here, or?
Yes, I suppose so. Any sort of concerns you have with the town or any things you want changed. I mean, that's why we're here. We wish to hear your opinions and your insights, and we want to help you. So anything that you deem appropriate that you would like to see different, please bring it up, and we will do our best to help you in that regard.
Absolutely.
All right, well, I have something to say.
Of course, please.
My name is Jezebel Jugs, and I am coming out as...
Uh-huh.
a bucket head wearer.
Oh my God.
Oh my
It's a step up.
You're so strong.
I have to be in this climate here. In Saint Denis, this is a town of rich people with help.
And they
help
claim
them
to
do
be
things.
rich.
I think it's a travesty that people like me can't go around wearing what we want just because some hooligans is trying to ruin it for the rest of us. Why do I gotta fake a condition and scar myself just so I can go around and wear the clothing that I would like to wear and have worn for many other years? I find it so sad that in this climate we cannot just be who we are.
Or maybe you could just try a blouse and a nice hairpiece.
Well, I will definitely take that up, but I just want to know who did yours so I can not go to them.
Right, well, I don't think
everyone want to come out.
This is productive at the moment. Maybe we should focus on things that affects all of us rather than the singular individual.
Well, there are many people who this actually affect. Yes, it affects many people, but most people just don't know that because we have to change or else we're told that we'll get arrested.
Well, form an interest group and then we can have a discussion if it affects a lot of people, and maybe we can move on to matters that are bigger than buckets on people's heads.
It's a very big
People should only be allowed to cover themselves for religious or cultural reasons. I don't need people running around buckets shooting me.
But honey, you got a couple more hours, then it's June and you can come in, okay?
Oh, any other questions?
The city council does help with making decisions regarding laws and ordinances within the city, so you're free to ask them anything, people.
Yes, Irma is correct. If you have anything at all that you would like to be changed, please let us know. Yes, Tilly?
Yeah, sorry, this is my last question. I've been hearing a lot through word of mouth, passing through the town. It seems like most people, both on the council and off the council, are most concerned with impeachment and how they feel about the current council. And I feel like a lot of energy is being directed towards that and focus on that. And I was wondering, if that is something that is actually of concern or it's just town gossip.
It was discussed, but again, that is because our first meet and we wanted to really set the foundations of the council. But from here on forward, we're going to focus on more community issues. We just wanted to get everything kind of set up first.
Yes,
and maybe we can comment to the extent of when we spoke about civilians forming groups of wanting to remove one city council member. We must remember that all the people who voted for that candidate, should their voices not be heard then, if that is the case. So if you dislike one person, if you form enough signatures, who's to say that's democratic in that regard?
I believe, though, if the people are very unhappy with the people on the council, I say push it forward. Like, if you want one of us gone, push it forward. We will discuss it. We will talk about it. We want you all to be happy. And if you are miserable with the choices that have been put in front of you, then why not? Why not? Bring it forward.
Yes,
we
the
want to
reason
listen.
Oh, sorry, Dr. Tim.
No, of course.
The reason that I was bringing it up was mostly because not regarding your town vote, but more so that everyone seemed to be discussing a potential impeachment of both Lady Phyllis and Lady Tannenbaum only moments after the election, and it just seems like there was some sort of unrest that I was not aware of.
Right. Well, that is the thing. Since people voted for us and we got the votes, what is the reason?
I have a question. Why would we be impeached?
Yes. What would be? What
Well,
was
you
the
ain't an
reason?
apples, are you?
What?
Exactly. I ain't no apple.
Well, that is the thing. If you cannot like every member on the city council. I think that is a silly idea. That all the city council members must be well liked. We'll have someone on city council whom you don't agree with, but the people who have voted for said individual, are their votes not to be heard? Should we suppress those votes? And who gets to decide who? Unless a council member gets impeached, I don't see if there are valid concerns that would lead to an impeachment. I'm all for that with signatures and all. But it can't be. We just move forward because the people said so. We must have some evidence to back the claims up, so it doesn't turn into other council members garnering enough votes to just make a complete city council with people whom they agree with so that they have absolute power. We must have checks and balances when it comes down to it.
Oh, yes, I agree. I was just wondering if there was something that the public was unaware of, but it sounds like it was just town gossip, so thank you. That answers my question.
Yeah, I got a question along the
I
same
would,
lines.
to add on to that, I would encourage you not to listen to hearsay. If there is something you are truly concerned regarding the council with, please come and seek one of us out and talk to us. It's dangerous to not sift through fact and fiction properly. Look at all your avenues of fact first, not the fiction. That's where discord instead of harmony will appear. And that is what the council is trying to get rid of in the town.
Yes. Sorry. Miss Clem.
No. If you had to add on, please go ahead. I was just gonna.
No, I was just gonna say we did have some minor bumps in the council, but
God,
it has
they
all
talk
been
a lot. I
sorted
just
out
wanna
now,
ask
and
a
I think we are
question.
all exactly on the
used to
same page, hopefully. At this time.
Yes.
Hi, I do have a point to raise.
I'm pretty sure the person with the beard had a
someone,
question
yes,
first.
gentleman with the
Well-
beard. How can I help you? Your hand was up first.
Yeah, so I heard that people was like, they was getting paid to vote for certain people, and I want to know if I'm gonna get my money for that. And then also another question is, I never got my money from voting for Phyllis and Lady Tannenbaum and Cordelia. So
I think you just made that up.
Let me address this.
Yes.
Sir,
I would like
have-
my $100 I was
Sir,
promised.
considering I'm the one that handled the voting, I have no idea who you are. So how can there be any legitimacy behind that?
I am Graybeard. I
Never heard of
definitely
you.
voted.
Definitely
I've never
not in-
heard of you.
I've met Mr. Greybeard. He's a citizen of Saint Denis.
Yeah.
Tim, if only one person
I've
knows
never
them,
met
then how
him.
does that legitimate?
My experience does not invalidate yours, but neither does yours invalidate mine. They are a
I think
citizen
he
of Saint
just
Denis.
made that up. And honestly, I won't give you 100. I'll give you 20, maybe. Shit.
I've never heard somebody say that.
All right, I'll take your 20 now.
Well, I
You didn't
wouldn't,
vote for me.
I
How do
wouldn't
you know?
pay anyone to vote for me. I'm
Also,
only here.
another point. Is we gonna talk about the chief of police
voting and how Urchin didn't get to run, and I think that's very sad because he was running.
Urchin,
and
is
then
that you with a
suddenly he
beard?
wasn't. No.
And besides, what stopped Urchin from
was
running?
running. What stopped him?
People
He should have
vote.
been on there.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely was running, and so I don't know why he wasn't running no
That's
more.
not even a
but I
real
think,
damn beard, Urchin. Take that shit off. I know that's
Urchin
you.
has a criminal history, so Urchin couldn't run.
Hey, you have a criminal history, and you was a cop.
There it is.
Right.
You
Well,
got me
should this
there. Well,
person be
moving
removed for
on,
trying to incite a voter fraud or claiming a defamation
You know,
of city
You
council
should be removed for
members?
talking too much.
I would say remove him, but honestly, Urchin, I want you to see that we are trying to make a better place, so I think you should stay.
I think so too.
All
It's
right.
just you don't need to make up fake claims, Urchin. There's no need for that.
Honestly, I just wanted to get a rise out of people and hear people gasping. I thought it was pretty funny.
I respect the theater.
That
No
is
one
understandable.
offered me money for my vote, and I'm very disappointed that it didn't happen because I was very willing to sell my vote, as was Archie.
You know, honestly, if I wasn't just out of a coma and so much on medication, I may have done it. I'll be honest with you.
Well, technically, lobbying isn't illegal, so far as I know, at least.
It's not voter fraud if we agree to it.
And there were no rules set in place until last week, honey. We could have got away with it.
Oh, no, I could have made
exactly.
bank.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Okay,
the whole
I
chief
think we
police
should-
bullshit. What's
Do we
that
have time
about?
for people with real questions?
Yes, I think
That
we
is a
should
real
move on.
question.
we should
Chief of
move on.
police.
Yeah, okay. Okay. I'll make me call
There
your
was no
school
vote.
marm. I'll go get her. I'll make
Well,
me.
you see, we are a council of the people, but you see, the law is very different. They have their own rules and their regulations, and we have little power, but we could try to influence that, but we don't control what happens within the law, sadly.
If there are concerns regarding the law or the election of it, we of course can come as a unified council to speak with them, and we will be heard and make sure your voices are heard louder than ours.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
But
think it's not
to
fair
have
that there was
full-
no vote.
Yes,
Apparently, they ran
don't have-
unopposed.
I will let you know. I will let you know that the chief said that the only candidates that were running, one of them dropped out, and then Urchin, you weren't able to run because you have a criminal history. So,
So
he
does
just got the
So do
seat.
you. Lots of people have criminal history. What's a
We
little...
will bring this up to Chief Strong.
Yes,
Yes,
so
we
would
will.
I.
As the city
And I'll
council, we
steal
will
his
be
badge.
speaking with him.
Actually, technically, that wouldn't be something regarding the marshal and the decision for a
Yes,
chief.
we will talk to the marshal.
Oh yes, yes, we
In-
will.
In saying that, though, before we do, does anyone have any concerns about Chief Strong keeping his position?
Yeah,
Oh no, don't
he's
do
on
that.
me.
I see.
Is that
Oh. Are we quite finished
She's
with
got a
little
point.
Oliver Twist here?
Oh.
Are we? Because some of us really do have questions.
What's stopping me from choking out
maybe
this
we
lady
could
right
say
now?
we
I
could
just
go
What
wanted
you
to
to
gonna
talk
do?
about
Play
it.
hopscotch
This
with
is a
me?
classy
I
meeting.
absolutely
Urchin.
not. Stop.
Oh,
Let
Urchin.
her
Oh,
go.
please
out.
don't.
Please stop.
Damn, Rosama.
Absolutely.
Break it up.
Let's be
When we're
civilized.
in this room and we are a council in front of you, everyone's voice is as important as the other. I don't care where you come from.
Yes, please do not try to silence one another.
Well, yes, but that person openly admitted to being here to cause.
I think she needs some help.
Regardless,
have
they are a
issues to get
citizen. Now, if you have a question, Mary Alice, please continue.
Come, Miss Angelique.
Mary Alice is here. Mary Alice, have a question. Thank you.
Go
Number
ahead.
one is
Of
why
course.
would the doctor here that is a councilman acknowledge someone that he knows is not an actual citizen of Saint Denis? That's very concerning, ain't it?
I mean, they are. I met them outside of
Well,
the
no,
manor.
you said that his fake persona was true.
Mm-hmm.
How am I
So
to know a
that's
fake
rather
persona from a real
concerning
one?
as a councilman, sir. It's
I
very
mean-
concerning as a councilman. But moving on, my next point is I believe that there should be some sort of a limit on what kind of outside equipment people can bring in. Or maybe more chairs or some better place for people to sit and view the council people. Because I've noticed
Well,
some people
if
using
you have any
binoculars
suggestions,
and running around.
we would love to hear them. If you have any suggestions.
Are
I
you
simply
even
believe it
from
might be
Saint
more
Denis,
useful with more
lady?
chairs.
Because Jeez, we use binoculars for everything in Saint Denis.
You look like
Yes,
you're
we
about
do.
to offer me 10 cents to sweep my chimney. I don't want to steal.
I'm going to request that people stop insulting each other and interrupting each other. This is a room full of people we should respect and we should hear them out. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Emma, Jean, I love you, Madam Queen.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Continue,
once the
miss.
lady is done,
Are
I would like
chairs
to
gonna
rebut
make
her statement.
Saint Denis better? Is that
Pardon?
why we're here for chairs?
No. No.
Well, moving on with what I was saying, I believe that this has turned into some sort of a kangaroo court, quite literally in the sense that
Opportune, yeah.
people were jumping around,
What,
and that
Archie?
possibly, that maybe shouldn't be, permitted. I think people should have to be seated or standing in a sensible manner when they enter this room, as it's entirely distracting for people that are spectating or trying to think on their points. And it's generally uncouth. It's extremely disrespectful. I believe anyone that speaks
never
about
seen
inciting
her
violence should be
before.
kicked out.
Counsel, do you mind if I take this question?
Sure.
Regarding the different locations that we could actually use, the best one regarding what you would want would be the courthouse. Unfortunately, there's just not enough room in there for everyone whatsoever, considering the population that we have in here. Secondly, if we wanted to get more chairs, we'd have to get funding from the government actually to support that. And then we would have to understand where exactly we would put said chairs. Not only that, no one actually pays taxes at the moment, so the council doesn't have any funds technically. And therefore, if the council wants to do that, they'd have to collect funding from the people if necessary. Other than that, regarding the other opinions about distraught behaviors and whatnot, in the future, I'm sure the council can do more efficiently to get more security in here in order to, reduce the voices of the rambunctious. How does that sound?
Well, ma'am, I really do appreciate that you've decided that that's the way you're going to handle things. I actually think that's a very good way to handle things, and I think it's important that we keep this place nice and calm and sensible. And I don't think chairs are that expensive. I'd love to put money towards some fund. I think you should have a fundraiser, really, for the council itself. And I do believe it wouldn't be that difficult to put more chairs in simply in a row, sort of like the way they are in this room right now, but just sort of move a little bit forward. But I do appreciate you're doing everything you can. I just think it's very disrespectful to people at the council when people come in here jumping around like kangaroos, ma'am. But
I
I
like her.
appreciate this. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Uh,
thank
mi-
you for your suggestions. Yes, that
Miss
was a lovely
Braithwaite,
idea.
with regards to the identity of the citizen, if I am to meet somebody and they say their name, have you not met them? Are they not a person you now know? How was I to know that they were not a citizen or not?
But you said that they were a citizen.
Yes, from my
That implied that
understanding,
you
I
knew
did not.
them.
I have met
Well, I
them
personally
several
wouldn't vouch
times.
for someone I
Yet-
met in passing.
Of course, yet I have never seen you in my life. I have no idea
Yeah,
if you
that's
are a
what I'm
citizen or
saying.
not.
So it's a crime to be a new person?
Don't
It's
you
a
live in
crime.
Sorry, I
Rhodes?
didn't know that you're. No, I don't live in Rhodes.
No, it's not a crime to be a new person. I just believe it's not a
So
good
why are you
assumption to
questioning
think.
me? I thought this city was welcoming to outsiders. I thought it was a forward-thinking town that was welcome to modern women like myself.
It is
I
very
think it's
welcoming,
very
and
uncouth
that's.
of you to suggest any sort of way that I shouldn't be here.
What the hell does that
Ma'am,
mean?
if I may
Keeps
speak,
using that
I'm
word.
trying to answer your question. Are you finished? Thank you. Mr. Greybeard and I met some weeks ago. We have come across each other several times. They have been very kind to me. I assumed, much like anyone else who spends time in Saint Denis, that they have a stake of a claim here in the town. That is why I wanted to speak up for them. I noticed people looking down upon him when he tried to speak. His hand was up for a long time. It was as his voice was being silenced, much like mine feels attempted to be silenced again right now as you attempt to interrupt me again. This council does not stand for the silencing of voices, and when we meet people, we shall not assume, we shall understand them, and we shall listen to them, much as I seek to understand and listen to you. It is a pleasure to meet you, and I cannot wait to know more about you, so I can do better for you.
Great. Well, I've met you, and that's wonderful. But no, I don't think I was trying to interrupt you. My apologies. I just don't believe it's exactly fair for you to sit there and defend someone back there when the person was talking about inciting violence as well as openly admitting that they were just here to cause a disturbance. I understand everyone's voice is important, but if people aren't using their voice to actually voice their opinions, then why are they here?
I think there was grace given because we know how fast the council was formed. We know a lot of people may not be happy with that decision. So I think a fair chance of grace to get to know us and learn us is it's nice going forward. I think Urchin deserves the right to be here to get to know us and know that we're not evil and nasty and all these falsehoods and rumors that are on the streets. So
Well, I
think a
think
little
the
bit of
fact that he
grace.
just threatened to murder me and is now holding a knife and whittling something with it should be of concern.
I mean,
What's
the
wrong
law
with
is right
whittling?
there, Miss Mary Alice, if you have a concern.
Yeah, Miss
Okay, I
Lucy's
have a
right
concern.
there.
Why
And
didn't
she
the law
knows
do
me well.
anything?
Well, feel free to
It's
ask
not
them. They're
illegal
right
to
there.
sharpen my knife, is it?
No, but
It's
it
not.
definitely is when you're threatening to murder someone.
Right,
Like
we're
you're nervous.
going to move on.
Yes, we're
from
going to
this,
move on.
so
Please, if you would take your seat.
Miss
We have a
Someone
few
has
more
their hand
questions.
raised.
Miss Angelique and Miss Daniela are next.
Miss Daniela can go before me.
Well, I had an interesting, me and my husband had an interesting thought, yes. There seems to be a lot of crime around and an increasing amount of people who wear masks and guns inside the town. And we were thinking perhaps there was a way to solve this between us by having good relations to one another, a neighborhood watch of things. Perhaps the council would be interested in trying to inspire people to watch out for one another, yes? Also, I do think it's very unprofessional for people to have private conversations in public, as I cannot see what else currently occurring would be.
Wait, what?
Would you be able to clarify the second part? The first part is very interesting to me, though.
No, I feel like a lot of people are having personal conversations with you that I really don't see why the rest of us need to be part of. It doesn't seem to even have anything to do with the rest of us. Other than that, I am actually curious about our town and where we're living and how we're going to handle that.
Sorry, Miss Daniela, just to clarify, the personal conversations, are you referring to ones occurring here or elsewhere?
Yes, most definitely.
Right. We will try to refrain from having more personal conversations on the floor.
Oh.
But in the neighborhood watch, I actually like that idea a lot. Maybe that's something we can definitely invest some time into and have citizens step forward.
We'll
Take
have to
part
get
in
approval
that.
from the law, because I've definitely tried to shoot someone who deserved it in the streets, and then I got sent
Oh.
to Sissika. So
Okay, I
That-
watched
that's
that.
a little
Oh,
more
no.
vigilantism.
That's a different-
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not encouraging people to take up arms. I'm simply saying that perhaps we could all aid in looking out for one another a little bit
Yes,
better.
I
And
understand.
perhaps even helping the law in this occur, yeah?
That is a great idea.
That's a great idea.
I do like that a lot.
Yes, we can bring that to the chief of police when we next meet with him. That's a great idea, Miss Daniela.
However, I would like to point out that I feel that if a person wishes to defend and protect and serve, they should sign up to be a lawman or woman.
Lucy, I don't think y'all are taking on more people at the moment currently, correct?
I don't think so, but I mean, there could
That-
always be more. It really just depends on the chief if he's willing to let someone in or not.
Fair enough.
And to be fair, a neighborhood watch sounds more of like a casual thing. You know, we're all just kind of doing our own stuff, continuing with our lives, keeping our eyes out and peeled and keeping each other in the know. I think that sounds like a great idea. And then, of course, when there is an issue, you know, you would go speak with the law, perhaps the city council, and try to stop the issue.
Indeed, exactly. That's what I was trying to get across, yes? Because, well, it
Absolutely.
is becoming more and more unsafe with all these masked up people going around, you know? It makes people insecure, and knowing we have each other's back might be a very good thing for us, yes?
I think it's a great idea. Thank you for the suggestion. It's definitely something that we will be willing to look into. Any more questions?
Yes,
Or
there was a
concerns?
lady, Miss Lumiere.
Yes, I had a concern or a question. I asked Miss Shaw earlier, but I want to bring the question in front of you guys as well. Do you think there is a way that as a community we can maybe prevent people from riding horses on sidewalks or putting them in dangerous situations that causes harm onto others? I have seen about 10 horse kicks to the face just yesterday due to horses on sidewalks running rampant without their person of ownership or unhitched or in front of the clothing store, in front of the door, and you walk right out, there's a horse butt. Excuse my language.
Of course, you raise a very good point, Miss Angelique. And as a doctor, I can attest to how many hard and even soft bumps we receive on a daily basis due to horse kicks. it could be a town ordinance that we discuss with the chief of police to be added to the list. Horses have to be hitched. They can only be on roads, or if you even need your horse at all. Saint Denis is a beautiful town to promenade in instead of riding. It's a lot safer as well. Perhaps stable the horse on their way in. Encourage, but not a rule. And then roads only, a trot at speed at most. And if you must keep your horse with you for medical emergencies or whatnot, please hitch them. This could be something we could put into place for you.
Absolutely.
Well,
I
well,
also
the
think
trot is already a city ordinance.
yeah.
So.
Yes.
But outside the clothing store, maybe the people don't know this, that isn't a road. Just for everyone to know that outside the clothing store is not a road. It's a park in the pavement. And I do see horses outside there every day, and people get kicked every day. You need to get your horses up.
Does it look like that rich lady?
Maybe I'll even help out with this, but maybe as a community we can put signs in certain areas that are prohibited, or not prohibited, but are not roads, to not bring a horse in the problem areas, only in the problem areas.
That's a great idea as well, and I fully support this personally. I'm sure everyone can agree that it is something that happens way too often, and we really do need to find a way to put an end to it. So thank you for the suggestion, Angelique. I think it's a great idea.
Will also help with the dust issue that we often face in Saint Denis. Less horses, less hooves to carry the dust.
All right, thank you for answering my question.
Of course.
Any more?
There was a woman here with corset and pants and bindings over her eyes who raised her hand, but I cannot seem to see her now.
Neither can she.
What a shame.
Maybe her answer was already questioned. Her answer was already questioned.
What?
Yeah,
Hmm.
I ate that. Her answer was already questioned.
Are you smelling toast, Miss Franklin?
I think I am.
Okay, well, any more? Anyone? Anything else you want to bring up before we conclude?
Do y'all have the next meeting scheduled for a date whatsoever? Minus the one today, of course.
We do. Our next council meeting is, I believe, tomorrow at 6:30 Eastern Stars.
I meant for the people, not y'all.
Next week,
of
probably
course.
the same time, I would think.
Okay.
We will come out with more information once we have set it in stone.
And I said earlier, if you see us out walking around, please feel free to come up and speak with us. We would love to hear what you have to say. We realize that sometimes a public forum is a unnerving place to speak for some of us. And if you would prefer to speak in private, we are more than happy to listen. Always. We're never too busy. This is what our time is for.
I
And if
also
we are
want to
busy, I
say,
will just let you know and tell you to meet me later.
I also want to clarify something, as people seem to be under the impression that we are salaried. We are not salaried. We do this on our time as private citizens. So we are not getting any payment for any of this. Just to clear that up.
Yes, I am very much broke as hell, as I am also a doctor, and healthcare is free in America.
Hey, who said y'all were getting paid? I would have ran if that was the case. My God.
Well, it would help to be paid, but I don't think that is necessary. I don't think financial gains should be able to be made if in office. You already have an advantage when in office, indeed. So I don't think salary would be necessary.
Donations are open, though.
Well, the
I
soup
would not
kitchen
collect
is
donations yet
at its
until the
best.
council decides it's someone to be the official treasurer.
Exactly.
Me. Give it all to me. Thank you.
The soup kitchen is open for donations, though.
What about giving out?
Fine, I guess we will all just starve.
Okay, well, I suppose if nobody has any more questions, then this will conclude the meeting unless any of my fellow council members have something else they would like to add before we all leave.
I think we covered it all.
I did
think we
have
did.
something. I did have something.
yes.
What was it I wanted to? Yes, we're trying to establish relationships with other towns to promote businesses and promote towns in between. I've already spoken with the railway company. Clotilda there, yes, about promoting the railway between Saint Denis, Rhodes, Valentine, and so on and so forth, to make sure that we have some form of encouragement to go out of the city and for people to come into the city. Though I haven't been able to grab a hold of the city council of Valentine, as I believe their mayor was indisposed at that time, and Rhodes weren't really that helpful when I spoke. Blackwater were more so helpful, but that was just pillars of the community we spoke with and not their official city council.
I
That
can
is
assist you
something to
with
look
that.
forward. Oh, that would be great.
I know the city council, the people running for election, the mayor of Valentine. I know everything.
Okay, well, if that is all, then I can confidently say, meeting adjourned. Thank you all so much for coming. We
We
appreciate
have,
your concerns.
sorry, one more question, I believe, from Miss
Oh.
Daniela.
It's not exactly a question, it's more a statement. I was quite triggered by something saying it earlier today, and I just simply wanted to state that nobody would have to pay me to vote for Mrs. Tenenbaum.
What?
Lady Tenenbaum.
What?
No, I said nobody would have to pay me to vote for you, yes. I simply wanted to say this, as
yes,
comments earlier were quite...
Thank you, but we are not campaigning at the moment. I appreciate the sentiment, but I will not seek re-election. I will assure everybody, as that has never been my intention. Only here for the foundation, not for the continuation.
You want a peppermint?
I will say I quite enjoy your point of views, yes.
You want a peppermint, Angelique?
Thank you. Thank you.
Martha, do you want
But
peppermint?
like
I
we
got
said,
some
meeting is adjourned at this point.
I do.
Thank you all
Thank
for
you.
coming.
What's your peppermint?
Council, may I speak to you upstairs?
Yes.
What if he said no? Absolutely not, Ermine.
Oh,
Of
hello
course,
there,
Annie.
Sally.
It's gotten dark, Eustace. Wait, Eustace, I want to look at something.
Hey, Lucy.
Oh, hi there.
I didn't even know this was going on until too late.
No, I told you. Don't look at my stuff.
Oh,
Eustace, it's the piano.
the piano.
Oh, yeah, it's fun. Scoot to the right just a little bit. Oh boy.
We just need to get synchronized on the keys here.
That won't ever happen, but it's a good idea, yes. I don't know if this is heard outside this room. I don't think it is. We probably should go try inroads then.
Yeah, we need to try.
The 2 days, we want to question Tim about.
Yes, urchin, he said.
Oh, we made it. How to? All right, we call the horse, I guess, and head to Rhodes.
Yeah.
You see if the parlor house in Rhodes has that little piano. I think it does. We know there's one here now.
We're taking this show on the road.
That's right. Piano tuners, here we've arrived.